Yo, yo, yo. Good evening, good morning. Anyone that may come across this video, I almost did not do this video. I almost changed my mind because something happened that I didn't know about, and I was so taken aback. But I had to remember that I gotta make sure I'm making time for myself and what I want to do too. Um, I'm gonna be tired, but I want to make sure that I get everything done. You know what I mean? Like not just work, but what I really, really want to do as well. So, thank you for coming into this video. If you clicked on this video, I'm really, really thankful and happy that you did. Um, I really want to say thank you to the people who viewed my last video, my interview with Jag. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate anybody who is like giving me a chance as a new content creator coming on YouTube. I appreciate any and everyone who actually viewed that video, watch it to, the end, and also, listen to both perspectives and actually gave us a chance and gave myself a chance as a creator and, someone having her on my platform. I really appreciate it because it's a lot of naysayers, it's a lot of hate, but I can stand 10 toes on what I believe. I don't care what happens as long as I'm on the right side of history. At the end of the day, then I can go to sleep at night with no problem. As long as I don't feel like I'm hurting anyone or putting anyone down, I can go to sleep at night, with no problem. It's all about, to me, being on the right side of history in all situations because none of us are here forever. We don't know how long we're gonna be here, but I know that while we are here, God doesn't want us to be miserable. That while we're here, we're supposed to actually be fruitful and multiply and learn who He is and be happy. Be happy in life, period. We all deserve the pursuit of happiness. All of us do. I I originally was going to respond to a video that I saw. But the video was just literally so despicable that I couldn't even get through it. I'm done watching those. I'm done with that content create. Well, I'm done with that channel holder. I'm done because it's like ignorance. You know what I mean? And I have a hard time when it's just ignorance, when someone's not being logical, open minded. It's a lot of like childishness and stuff like that. I have a hard time. And with what I want to do with my channel, my channel is not created for someone else, for me to have an opinion about someone else, for me to bash someone else or make someone else feel bad. That's not why my channel is created. My channel is created for several reasons and they are all positive. You know, um, I want to help not only myself but others as well with my channel. I have thoughts, ideas that I want to do in the future that to me, going back and forth would not serve me. Going back and forth with someone else about someone else in their situation that they're going through in life. It's really sad when not one person can support someone. That bothers me. That it's already it's 1,000 people on this side and 1,000 people on this side that hate one person. One person can't support them. You know what I mean? Like they can't be supported by one person or two people or five people. It can't be five people that support them and two or three people that genuinely love and support them. Like they can't have anybody. It's kind of sad. You guys, I don't want those type of people watching my videos. So I'm over it. I'm done with it. And also, people were commenting on, someone said something about what I look like or the way that I look. And it's like, if I start talking about that, then I'm gonna come off as a bully. I'm gonna come off as a bully. If I start talking about the way you look. If I say things about the way you look, I'm gonna come off as a bully. And I'm not a bully. So I'll be all those things All the bitches haven't called. Like, that's crazy. You don't even know me and you calling me a bitch. And I want to just say this. So the people who don't know what I'm talking about, don't even worry about it. But just in case there's someone who like is from that very dark, demonic place that decides they want to come over here and see if I'm responding, I'm not gonna respond to nothing. I don't do strikes. You live by the strikes, you die by the strikes. I'm not gonna be a striking channel. I'm not gonna be the channel who wants to strike everybody. Big up to, and bless up to the people who do want to do that. That's on y'all. But she was right when she said, "Girl, I just learned how to do StreamYard. I'm not worried about no damn strikes. Strikes? I'm not worried about no strikes, girl. Child, I just learned how to do StreamYard. I'm trying to build and grow, and I'm never gonna be that. Even when I do figure everything out, like I'm never gonna be one of those channels that just want to strike. You know, I'm not even supposed to be here. Like when I really, really tell my story, like I'm not even supposed to be here. I survived a lot of things in my life. I survived a lot of things, and I'm happy about it. And I want to tell my story, and I want to help other women. I do. I want to be a good person all the way out. I don't want to have no time where I regret that, I did or said something. And maybe some people get on YouTube to play games and stuff like that, but that's not why I came here. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Like, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. And I just really hope that when I do get to a certain age, that I'm not that mean, cold, and bitter. Like, it's really sad. It really let me down. It really did. That's all I can say about it. Like, I'm not responding. I'm not striking. I'm not doing none of that, because out of everybody that watches, or whoever eyes it may see, at the end of the day, if I just help one person, if one person gets something positive out of my video, if one person thinks about changing their life, or thinks about, letting go of shame, or changing their life for the better, that's that's all I want to do. And I'm happy with that. If it's just one person. So I'm not like that. Like, I'm not like that. It's not gonna happen. Like, I'm not gonna be worried about striking his channel. I'm not gonna be worried about who watching my channel or what they saying or whatever. And I'm not a struggle channel, because I just started. I just started. You can count my lives on two hands. Like, I just started. I don't understand. It's kind of weird. Y'all so mean. Y'all some mean ass women, boy. Y'all should try being nicer. I don't know. It's weird. I hope I'm not like that. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is me exposing myself and who I am, because when I first was watching YouTube, I was literally just watching from a subscriber account. You know what I'm saying? My subscriber account is my name. I didn't think of any special names that I wanted for it or anything like that. It's just my name, right? So basically, what I'm doing today is just letting you guys know who my who the YouTubers were that made me want to start doing YouTube, who the YouTubers were that I was watching from the beginning. Because, if you know YouTube anything like I did in the beginning, I only went to YouTube just to watch videos or listen to a song that I wanted to hear on request without having to pay for it or something like that. Like, I would go to YouTube about things like that, right? And when I first started watching YouTube, it was two people that made me realize that YouTube is not just for videos. And those two people are Funky Dineva and Justin J. And it's crazy because I kind of came in in the middle, because Justin J was just getting monetized. He was just quitting his job at Olive Garden. I remember when he worked at Olive Garden, and then I remember when he moved to Atlanta. I remember when Funky Dineva was doing videos like laying down. He used to be doing them laying down, and they were so funny. And then I remember him being on Love and Hip Hop, and I remember him, just blossoming and doing more things. Doing things. And I don't know if some people may not know this, but I personally believe that Justin Jay and Funky Dineva are the first, people who were actually sought out by, especially Funky Dineva, sought out by actual networks. Networks have been watching YouTube. Um, Movie networks, TV networks, they have been watching YouTube. That's how Funky Dineva got, on Love and Hip Hop, because they were always watching YouTube. It's not something that's new. Just in case some new people may think that, I'm just letting you know that one of the forefathers to me of YouTube, especially when it comes to the T sector, would be Funky Dineva. And then I would say Justin J, because to me it seemed like kind of like Funky Dineva was mentoring Justin J at first. All he did really was share his video. I think he got Justin J like 10,000 followers. That like after he shared it. I can't say facts, but I know he got him started. And I remember it was just so beautiful watching him grow, watching Justin J grow from doing videos talking about women on food stamps, talking about black women, talking about from the food stamps to the club. I mean, I'm talking about he used to drag and he used to go in. And I remember him telling us about the situation with his family, what happened with I believe it was his aunt, how his mom had to raise his cousins. And, I don't know if you want to talk about that in this time, so I'm not going to go into detail, but he let us know his story. And when he let us know his story, I connected. I was intrigued. Then with Funky Dineva, I remember watching Funky Dineva go high, and then it seemed like he was dropping, like people was trying to bring him low. It was so many people making videos, making fun of him, and I watched him persevere through all of that. And I learned some things from him. I learned to never let nobody spray you with your own tea. I'm telling my own story. I learned to get paid for my pain. I'm telling my own story. I'm not here for nobody else but me. And I done seen so much happen on YouTube. I done seen so much. I ain't been watching YouTube for 2, 3, 4, 5, or 10 years. I've been watching YouTube over 10 years. And I learn from the people that I watch. So it's really not much that surprises me, because I've seen the worst of the worst happen to some of the people that I thought were the best. And some of the people are the best. They just might have been going through something. But when that happened with Funky Dineva, he didn't deny it. He owned it. He went through what he went through. He was embarrassed for a while, but he still came out and showed his face. He didn't go run, hide, tuck his tail. He moved on. He pivoted, actually. That is exactly what he did. In that time period, he decided to pivot, and it was for the best, because he's doing great. Justin J is doing great. I don't know if they are talking or not. I don't know if they've made amends or not, but I know that it's beautiful to see both of them doing well. And then it was like Justin J and Adrian expression. You know, I remember watching Justin J and not knowing who Adrian was, right? And so, like, watching him and Justin interact, because I was kind of familiar with Justin, well, King of Reeds, not Justin J. I'm sorry, King. His name is now King of Reeds, right? But watching him and King of Reeds interact got me to feel his personality. So when he went and did his own videos, I saw why he called himself the librarian. I saw Man, that's so crazy. I saw how he used to read and he used to just sit there, and I started loving the way that he read, and I love their dynamic together. And so when I saw that, there was three people that I was watching. So then it just like opened up a whole world, because while they were doing videos, there were also other people hating on them, other people, making videos talking bad about them, or picking on something small like a shirt, or you know anything they could find in the video to talk crap about them. They would do that, and it would get them clicks and views because the person who they're talking about is becoming more and more popular. So I guess you could say they were getting clout from their name, but that's just the YouTube game, you know what I mean? But I can say that the people who talked about them never passed them. You know what I mean? Like never passed them in like numbers. Like the people who talked about them then, they still have more subscribers than them now. They still have more ad revenue than them now. So that's interesting to me. But also then moving from Justin J, right? And then I saw Adrian Expression, and then it really sucked because they ended up going their separate ways because they were both growing, and I guess sometimes you can grow in a different direction. So that's what happened with them, and then I started watching Lovely T. This is when I was watching Lovely T, Sweet Mom, and Tasha K made this video about Steve Harvey. See, a lot of people think that Tasha K got high off of R. Kelly, but I believe it was Steve Harvey. I think it was Steve Harvey, and I hope my sound is good on this. This is me shooting shit, talking, because I'm going to continue to do my lives, whether it's one person in the room or 1,000 or 1,000,000. But yeah, I think that it was a video she did with Steve Harvey that got my attention by her, right? And then the next video I saw that popped up in my algorithm, see, her thing used to be so loud. And I remember I was watching Justin J, and I used to like binge watch him to go to sleep, because some videos I watch to go to sleep because I don't like going to sleep with like the TV out. So I might put on a certain video that I already seen, that so therefore like I can go to sleep. I won't be interested in it because I've already seen it. So I'll just put it on just to go to sleep, especially if it's like monotone, or if it gets like low like boring, you know what I mean? Or if it's slow, like, and I already know everything that happened in the video, I'll just turn the video on and let it run. So I used to let Justin J just run, right? And then Tasha K started popping up in the algorithm, and I remember waking up out my sleep like, what the fuck is that loud ass noise? And it was get gun, get gun. And I'm like, oh my god, who the fuck is that? And then I'm asleep, but I hear her voice in the background, lit in a bitch. She was lit. So I turn around, I'm like, let me listen to what she's saying. And I started trying to go to sleep, but I couldn't go to sleep. She was talking about Jada Pinkett, Red Table Talk. What else was she was talking about? This one she was talking about R. Kelly too, because Lovely T was talking about R. Kelly, and I would go to her video. I would like look her name up to go to her video because I knew who she was by then. And she was talking about how he was the Pied Piper. So I was like, okay. She was talking about how he was the Pied Piper, and how like it was a song, it was some type of song that the Pied Piper would sing to get all the children to follow him around the village or the woods or something like that. So I was watching that, and I was sending it to my boyfriend. I was like, wow, look at this, this crazy R. Kelly, this, and this was before the movie. This was years before the movie. I want to say 1 or 2 years before the movie, because then that's when Tasha K started popping up again in my algorithm. And she was interviewing with the kids. This one, okay, then Joycelyn dad started coming out. And I'm looking on YouTube to get, you know, I'm looking on YouTube to get the information now. And then now people popping up like Toxic Diamond, Toxic Diamond. She had popped up in the algorithm. Impressive popped up. Everybody that was talking about R. Kelly started popping up, so I started seeing different people. But I connected with Tasha and Lovely T. And I remember I watched the video where Tasha had her hair some damn finger waves. That shit was laid. She had on this shirt that was like see-through. It was dope. And I remember seeing a picture of her and Lovely T. They had went to like a Great Gatsby theme party and shit. And I was like, this is dope, man. This is so dope. Like they linking up, like they know each other, like they linking up, like for real. Like that's crazy because I watched both of them. I didn't know they knew each other. That's because I wasn't like watching YouTube every single day, but I would watch it every now and then. So when I saw that they linked up and they knew each other, I was like, bet. And it got me even more locked in. So now I'm kind of like straying away from the TV a little bit, and I'm kind of more so watching my phone a lot. And then Star Marie. Star Marie came out and she fucked everything up. She fucked everything up, if you ask me. Because after Star Marie, my sister came in the room telling me Lovely T was on the crying. And I was looking for the video. I couldn't find that shit. But I told my sister, I said, something ain't right. We realized that Lovely T and Tasha K wasn't on the same page about the story. But they wasn't acting like it at first. At first, they wasn't acting like it. They wasn't like coming out with it at first. We was like, nah, something ain't right, man. Something ain't right. I can feel it, man. Something ain't right. This is when I started learning how to peep shit. When you watching people. I was like, something ain't right. Next thing you know, Tasha K throwing shade to Lovely T. Me and my sister like, man, that's fucked up because Lovely T had been on there for a minute. You know what I'm saying? She was really, really, really grinding, really getting it out the mud with YouTube when it wasn't like a lot of bloggers like her that was out. You know what I mean? And when Tasha K popped off, I feel like because Tasha K had a past doing like radio stuff, and she lived in Atlanta, and she knew, you know, more salacious hot topics. I feel like that just skyrocketed her. And I feel like Lovely T was gonna slow walk to the finish line, which ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't blame her for that because you know I really, man, when I look at her, like man, I am really like I admire her so much. I admire her so much, even the way she handled everything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the way that Tasha K handled things, and I could never fool with Tasha K just because I really care and you know fuck with the people who she like really hurt. You know what I'm saying? So Tasha K is Tasha K. I feel like you know Karma ended up coming back. She was at first it seemed like she was winning, quote unquote, you know, because she was coming out saying this and that and the third, calling Lovely T a codeine fiend and all this stuff. And one thing about it is it sucks when somebody is being called names like that when they're not doing stuff like that, when they're not engaging in stuff like that. Now I can't say that for a fact whether she was or wasn't, but I do know that she did say she had an illness that required her to have to take pain medication. So that was then. She probably don't even take no pain medication now or whatever. But the fact I think it's sickle cell. Sickle cell keep popping up in my head, so I think it was sickle cell or something. I don't want to put nothing on her, so I rebuke that if that's not what it is. I don't want to put nothing on her, but whatever it was, it caused her to have extreme, like really bad pain, you know. So I know that that was hurtful. Like we didn't like that because I came from a past of abusing pain medicine. You know what I'm saying? And I know how it feels for you know people to judge you and shit. You know, so and then like she actually needed the medicine. You know what I'm saying? When the way that that actually happened, I didn't start off saying, "Oh, I just want to start taking these." No, I was prescribed the medication first. First, I was prescribed the medication. So, yeah. So then, boom, Tasha K Love she fall out. Then I'm laying in the bed and I hear this nigga on live. I hear this nigga, and this nigga got gunshots. Boom, 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 boom. Motherfucker got a soundboard, and his name is Armand Wiggins. Armand Wiggins. And when I first seen him, Tasha K was on his live. That's how it got in my algorithm. Because Tasha K was on his live. I didn't know shit about an algorithm then, right? And it was him and it was this dude sitting next to him with these dreads. Like dreads like down, hanging down like this right here. It was this dude sitting next to him. And I remember Tasha K saying some slick shit about the dude. Like saying something like, oh, he quiet or whatever it was. She threw some little slick shade at old dude. And I felt like in the video, our mom was irritated because the dude's name was King Payne, official King Payne. But in that moment in that video, I feel like our mom was more into it on YouTube than King Payne was at the time. And it was just, but it was still dope because they was friends, you know what I'm saying? And they was doing it. And I didn't see him on his live no more after that live where Tasha K had threw shade. I feel like she threw shade at him. I could be wrong. He was throwing shade at her too though, because you know what? This when Armand said that he kept it real with her and told her how he really felt about her too. And I think the reason why he liked her and had respect for her was because she accepted it. Like she took what he had to say and she still was fucking with him or whatever. Then I remember somebody called in and was like, yeah, Waka Flocka got a baby and oh man, what did they say South Carolina or Texas or some shit? They said the baby about 3 years old and he go visit the baby all the time. And I remember Armand saying, Tasha, you want that story? And Tasha was like, no, that's your story. That's your story. This what you do. You tell him you give it. And she was like guiding him on what to do. And I felt good for him. You know what I'm saying? So I know he was really happy about that. And I know that he was really happy for Tasha to be giving him advice and mentoring him because she had skyrocketed. She was at the top of the fucking food chain, just like that. Fucking beefing with Cardi B now. Bitch Darmarie came in, fucked up their relationship with Lovely T and Tasha K. But the friendship sacrifice got her, got to skyrocket even faster. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying like friendship sacrifice like that. I'm saying friendship like she lost something, but she gained something. Basically, what I'm trying to say. And so I know I could tell that he was really happy to be working with her. And then this young butt shit came out. You know what I'm saying? And before that, I'm forgetting the whole Kaya and T.S. Medicine. See, Kaya and T.S. Medicine was in between that. So Lovely T on a climb. Tasha K, I don't even know who the fuck she is. Justin J he starts putting Kaya and T.S. Medicine clips in his videos. And I'm like, who the fuck is these bitches that he keep on popping up? I didn't even know it was Kaya because he would do like a 5-second clip. He was so good with editing his videos. Like when she would say something, she would, next caller, next. And so I was like, who is that? Who is that? And so then, boom, I find out that it's some shit called Queen's Court out. It's some shit called Queen's Court with Kaya and T.S. Medicine. And I'm trying to tell my people about it. They watching Housewives shit. They not fucking with it. And I'm like, y'all, this shit's funny as hell, man. I still never forget Resume. I still never forget that first fucking night. I could not tell if T.S. Madison was trans. I didn't even know she was fucking trans for like 2 shows. And I just thought that was so dope because it was like it wasn't even being questioned. It was like, I feel like that show they did something that I feel like let people see how amazing everybody is. You know what I'm saying? Gay, bisexual, trans, whatever. Because, some women, they never get a chance to actually speak to someone who is trans or who is out and gay or proud or whatever. Some women, they don't get a chance to speak to people like that. All they know is what their parents told them and their parents told them. All they know is they don't want their son to grow up like that. This was in the beginning of something that just it shifted. Something shifted around this time because T.S. Medicine came through and I feel like she came through and there was a respect starting to build from I knew women. Basically, what I'm saying is, I knew women that was transphobic and homophobic. I never been like that, and I'll never be like that. But I knew women that was homophobic and transphobic, right? But after watching the Queen's Court and everybody started watching the Queen's Court, it kind of felt like you was kicking it, like you got a homegirl that's trans. You know what I'm saying? And then not only do you got a homegirl that's trans, but you watching your other homegirl, this hood chicks from Florida, you know what I'm saying, living in Atlanta, they kicking it. And it just brought a different dynamic. It brought the streets to the screen. That's all I can. That's the best way I can say it. I don't know, because my cousins, like my older cousins, they had friends that was gay or trans or whatever. But and I'm gonna touch on this with Armand too, because Armand had mentioned something about this. He taught me something too when it comes to this. Like sometimes my older cousins might have just looked at it like, oh, look, he gay, he funny, and they would like almost like he a joke or some shit, like he there to perform or something. I never forget. I don't know his name, but the person who I'm thinking about, he was gay, and I could tell that he was, had to get it how he lived. You know what I'm saying? Like some people would call them the cheap ones, but I'm not saying the cheap ones because I don't believe it's no such thing called a cheap trans or a cheap gay man. But we was in the hood, my cousin, and then when we would go visit their house or whatever, I can't remember his name, but he was so cool though. Like he was cool as fuck. But every now and then, I feel like people would laugh at him or they would treat him like a joke or whatever. But I was about 10 or 11 at the time. So I just knew he was cool. You know what I'm saying? And I would just watch, I would just observe. So what I'm saying is, from that time to me seeing T.S. Madison and Kaya kicking it, you know what I'm saying next call it a dynamic that they had with the show, I fucking fell in love with their ass, both of them. I fell in love with them. I loved it. It was so fucking funny. And it was like Monday nights, I think. It was so funny. Do you know how fucking bad my heart was broke when they fucking separated? When they getting ready to do the Monique thing after they done killed the shit with Monique on the sound thing. They was so creative. First time I ever heard of some shit called a crayon case. You know what I'm saying? They was so creative. T.S. Madison with the get money shit, and then Kaya, you know, she come with pretty much the Kaya is so skilled when it comes to reading. She's so skilled when it comes to entertaining. She's so skilled when it comes to knowing what's what. She's so creative. You know what I'm saying? And they both two bosses. They both two bosses. And it's almost like when that happened, shit split. Like people, it was these certain people that won't split to go with Kaya, and it was these certain people that split to go with T.S. Madison, and then they started beefing, and then boom, Tasha K. I promise you, because I didn't watch Tasha K until it was a shit else to watch no more. When T.S. Madison and Kaya wasn't dragging and roasting no more, Tasha K roasted the fuck out of Kaya. And then that's one time I seen her, and then the next time I seen her, she was roasting R. Kelly, and then the next time I seen her, she was roasting Cardi B, and then by then she was all in the algorithm every day popping up Cardi B this, Cardi B that. So what I'm saying is, I feel like T.S. Madison and Kaya break up push Tasha K further faster because the people was looking for that. You know what I'm saying? The people was looking for that because they went and they did their own separate things. They went their own separate ways or whatever. But man, it wasn't nothing like how it was when they was together. Now I love that shit. You know what I'm saying? We just had to grow with them. We just had the audience just had to grow with them and realize that was that, and it is what it is. And now we doing this. So I'm with it. I support both of them. I love both of them, right? But I brought them up because I had kind of skipped over it a little bit. So now I'm back to Armand. So then, boom, Armand is so happy that Tasha K is kind of like mentoring him. Nipsey Hussle getting ready to do a documentary about Dr. Sabi. First time I heard about Dr. Sabi, honestly, because I'm not from up north, I'm from down south. And this girl also to keep popping up named Sweet Mouth for Life that be popping up in my algorithm and shit. So I'm looking at her and she popping up in my algorithm, and then boom, she said some shit about Tasha K's video. Tasha was throwing shade at Lovely T, which I love Lovely T. So I was like, damn, I fucked with her. She's saying some shit that I was thinking, but that I knew that was never said out loud because everybody was loving Tasha K. So you didn't hear the negative. You didn't hear the opposition. You didn't hear that other part. So then when we hear she making videos exposing Tasha K, Lovely T quiet because she's just not for the bullshit. And I'm glad that she liked that. I'm glad that I got to see that example, right? In the midst of all of this, also Tasha K, Kaya decided she wanted to be roasting Funky Dineva. But Funky Dineva ain't gonna just sit down and let you take no roasts and this shit. He roasted the fuck out of her back. They went back and forth. They went back and forth for about 3-4 videos. They went back and forth. I remember the Funky Dineva talking about still, like that's what he did at the end of the videos after he roasted her. It was funny. It was funny. It was funny. Kaya telling GS Medicine walk backwards out the basement. Like it was funny. It was a lit time. And we started looking for T.S. Madison and Kaya, and then when Tasha K roasted Kaya talking about how she self-sabotaging and all this and that, ain't that shit crazy? That Tasha K roasted Kaya for fucking up the Queen's Court, so-called. And which I ain't gonna get into the details of that. But it's so crazy how Tasha K was talking about how Kaya was self-sabotaging. And look what she done fucked around and did. Kaya ain't do that. Kaya ain't if you $4 million of debt. Tasha, love you, but I'm just saying, like, that shit crazy. So anyway, now we on Armand now because now Armand hot because Tasha K flipped it on him and she, acted like she wanted to be his mentor. Then one thing led to another. She did start, doing things that he did on his show. It was things that he did on his show that was original that nobody else did. Oh, somebody's in here with me. Hey, Quan. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being in here. But yeah, so where was I at? Oh yeah. So Armand felt like him and Tasha was like cultivating a friendship. Like he didn't think they was friends. He felt like they was cultivating a friendship, right? And she ended up flipping on him because he would dance in his shows and everything. And she started doing that. Then he had the gunshots in his shows and she started doing the gunshots. It was a different sound, but she still was doing the gunshots, right? And so, he got tired of that. He felt like she was trying to like play him and suck his energy, pretty much, suck his swag. And so then she was just like, I don't know that nigga. That nigga trying to be my friend. I don't know him. We never met. No. Like basically just playing him. And he was like upset because he was like, no, we talked about this, da da da. And so he showed the messages and showed the text messages. And you could tell, like, yes, any human being would think you cultivating a relationship with her. But she opened up the door for people to try to gaslight him and say he's crazy and he obsessed with her and all that. And it wasn't that. I know how you feel now. But I'm glad to see that he has grown and he is who he is now, right? But then that was another thing that I got to know King Pain through that situation because when he I think he deactivated his channel one time and I went to King Pain channel. Wiley was kind of like I would watch Wiley every now and then, but moving forward after Armand, Chris, Queen, Clarence, that whole saga, I watched that whole saga too. That's what made me know that I wanted to be a vlogger. That's what let me know I wanted to be a vlogger. Chris and Queen. Then that's when I got to know Nikki at Night more because Nikki at Night did a video about Queen colorism. And that's when I first heard of her. And so then boom. So now after Tasha K, after Armand. Who else was I introduced after Armand and King Payne? Sweet My for Life was before that. Sweet My for Life was around the time that Tasha K and Lovely T was beefing. That whole saga was crazy too because Sweet Ma made a video. Sweet Ma made a video called Surviving Tasha K. And she taught the whole world something when she made Surviving Tasha K in 2018. First YouTuber to do a surviving that I know. And she taught the world something. So for everybody who be out there doing stuff on their videos and you thinking people don't see you and people don't peep you, it's so much stuff that I could put together and post, but I'm not for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here on some positivity shit, so I really want to stay on that. I don't want nobody to try to drag me down. I'm here on a mission. My life story is different than your life story. You know what I mean? I'm here on some positivity. I'm not here on negativity. But I did learn from the best. So what I mean by that is Sweet Mom can spot a narcissist from a mile away. She knows how to put a video together. Her personality is dope. And another thing I respect about her is that she came on here and told her own tea. She came on here and talked about her life before anybody else. She came on here and vented about her mistakes. And I'm talking about the mistakes were not something that, oh, anybody would jump up and want to say or something you'd be proud of. It was something that she may have been ashamed of at one time. But the reason why you can tell your story is because you're not there anymore. And when a person I feel like a pure heart and a person has good intentions, I feel like it's easier for you to just be honest and say, hey, I fucked up at this time in my life. I was doing this and I was fucking up. I wish that I would not have, done that or whatever. I love you too. I love you too. Um, but yeah, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, Sweet Mom. So yeah, Sweet Mom was dope. She is dope. She is dope. She's still doing videos. She's still doing videos. So now, after Tasha K and Armand had their little thing, Armand moving on. Tasha K done got a sub name, a mentee named Storm Monroe. And it kind of seemed like she got Storm Monroe to piss Armand off, but we can't prove that shit, so we just watching it shit, right? And then boom, Armand going at it with this lady. And I'll never forget him saying Jaguar Right. And I'm like, that name sounds so familiar to me. That name sounds so familiar to me. And he was like, they was going back and forth on Instagram. And he was like, here, let me bring you face to face. I'm going to get on your level. Because they had like a similar haircut at the time. And so then when I seen her face, I looked things up. So when I seen her face, I was like, dang, she looked familiar. And then that song, Is What You Want, babe. Is what you need, babe. I was like, I know who that is. I know who that is. So then I was in. I jumped in the car and I was on the ride because she was supposed to do an interview with Armand. Mind you, did I miss a breakup at this time? No, yeah, Lovely T, Sweet Mom defending Lovely T. Lovely T was quiet, not saying nothing. Tasha K was dragging the fuck out of Lovely T for, I ain't gonna say for no reason because her feelings probably was hurt, but she was really putting 10 on 20. But Lovely T was kind of being more reserved and letting her crew, you know what I mean, kind of like express for her a little bit, but not too much. But then Jaguar Wright comes in the picture and changes the whole motherfucking game, period. She changes the whole motherfucking game because Armand brought her into YouTube, if you ask me, because they was beefing on Instagram, but he was bringing it back to YouTube. Tasha K wasn't talking about it that much. Storm Monroe wasn't talking about it like that, but he said he had an interview with her coming up, and they was on that beef shit. So I feel just like Armand said that they did that shit out of spite because Tasha K had the bigger platform. So obviously anybody would want to go and be connected with the bigger platform. So instead of doing an interview with Armand, she did an interview with Storm. Armand and Storm was like in some type of fake ass competition. So it put pushed Storm Monroe over to over 100,000 mark. He got millions of views on the videos. He got lots and lots of money on the videos. And Armand, he didn't let it phase him. He didn't let it stop him. Even though Storm got the 100K before him, he still ended up getting his 100K. It wasn't long after that. He still ended up getting it. And I admire that he stayed strong. And I never forget that celebration that he had with the 100K celebration. And him and King Payne was still good. They were still, King Payne was riding for his friend. He always did. He always rode for his friend. He always did. He always rode for Armand. And I know that he was really, really happy when Armand started going up and up and up and up. He was happy for him. I could see it in his videos. I could tell. So, yeah. So then, Jack do that interview. Then she goes and she does the interview with Tasha K. That shit broke my heart because I could tell that during the interview, I could tell that Jack had her guard down. She had her guard down. I remember her saying something about Tasha K asked about the husband. She said, "Where the husband at?" Bro, I want to go to the video. I'm not monetized. I can do what the fuck I want to do. I might as well go to the video. Damn, I didn't want to be live this long. But it is what it is. I'm going to just let it flow, honey. That's how I do anyway. I let shit flow. So I might as well go to the video because I can't paint this picture. This motherfucker got to see this. Me saying it broke my heart. You really won't even feel me on that. Especially now, shit. Everybody fucking hates Jay now. She didn't have people hating her like this back then. And half of the people who hate her so bad wasn't even around back then. But this was before Surviving Jaguar Wright. But before Surviving Jaguar Wright was Surviving Tasha K. Make no mistake about it. Because my sister was the first one to pop off for Surviving. She did her damn thing. That ain't no shade to nobody doing no survivings because I'm gonna do some survivings. So it ain't that. I'm just saying I'm just saying like she I'm giving her flowers, because she did her damn thing on that Surviving Tasha K video. She did. And then she did so good that Tasha K started doing surviving videos. Okay. Now let me just do it like this. T-A-S. Yes, I see it. It just really, I'm not gonna show the whole thing because I know how Tasha get down. So I'm not gonna show the whole thing. I wonder why the hell so many people are telling me to slow down. Oh Lord, especially not that. Listen, Tasha. All right, I'm a new YouTuber, okay? Okay, I'm just talking and I'm trying to show what I'm talking about. All right, I ain't getting paid off for this shit. Don't fuck with me, Tasha. Let me get some content, Tasha. Let me borrow some content real quick. Nah, let me show why I feel like she had her guard down. She was so, man, come on, man. Let's ride, man. Take a walk with me, man. Take a walk with me. I'm good. Take it back to the viewers. I'm sure they already know, but just in case. This nigga was high as hell in the interview, too. Gerald Johnson. Gerald Johnson? Gerald Punk yes. Johnson. Okay, nice to meet you, Gerald. Nice to meet you, too, let me ask you something, because he looks a little young. He is. He is. My girl. I mean, my mother-in-law things she ass up. I'm sure she got a lot to say about it. What is your age difference, if you don't mind me asking? Just 7 years. 7 years? She said she needs somebody with some power. Power. Well, this is the thing. I didn't want it to be him. You did? It wasn't supposed to be him. Turn it up, Shay. Turn it up. I'm gonna have to hear it.
It wasn't supposed to be him. So
you could tell that Tasha was playing games from the gate the whole time.
This is the real deal.
Okay. Jack said last time it went up high enough.
Number one, I'm bisexual. Number two, I'm one of the biggest tomboys in the world. So I don't ever approach things or see things the way most women do. Things that turn most women on, I find annoying.
Okay.
I like men. I like men.
Okay.
I want a man.
Like I like real men. I like a man that doesn't need his pants all the way up to crack of his ass. Okay. Like choking his prostate. Like I don't need that.
Okay.
Like I don't want to wear that. Like I want to give him yeast infection cream. Because he too looks like he might need it with pants that tight.
Okay.
Like I don't do all of that.
You like old school men.
And my girl got a shirt on that say Jesus. But everybody who's trying to say she pump fake.
My father was born in 1932.
She been this way.
Born in 1945.
JNFUS.
My father's parents were married at the turn of the century, the 1900s. And my mother's father was born in 1893. My father was 44 when I was born. All my brothers and sisters were adults when I was born for the most part. So, yeah, I like old school. I'm sorry, I don't understand.
We're going to stop it right there. Because we're not going to go through this whole 222. This video, 2 hours and 22 minutes. That was the introduction. I just want to go to where shit started going left. And I want y'all to see Gerald weird ass in the back. Because she's trying to do an interview. And he too busy getting high in the back. Popping his exos and stuff. Making her look bad. Making her look like a junkie. Because he was a junkie. He made her look like one. That's why people still to this day try to believe she do that. She don't do that. She'll tell you she did it.
Take me to the police. I wasn't allowed to go to the police.
Look at her. Looking weird in the back. Hi.
My father was lied to and told that if I came to him, I was making it all up because I was jealous she was getting married. They spread that story.
Oh my God, I can't believe I came to this part.
Me, and then still made me be in the wedding for optics. I had to sing the Lord's fucking prayer at that.
I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't know I hit that part. You ever see this?
Having sex, they figured that they was gonna help me get over my fear.
Were there 2 instances when you were 12?
See, that's what I'm talking about. She started asking her all about essay and everything, and it was just, you could tell she didn't believe her. It was messed up.
I was gonna say, listen. Both of my parents are retired. They both get.
But see, this is the fun thing.
Okay.
This is the thing, and see, this is the thing that my enemies don't think I know.
Okay.
See, she realized Tasha was the enemy by this time.
If I feel like I did. Nobody in music's gonna work with you anymore. How are you gonna make money in music? Fuck money in music. Money in music ain't shit. Music money is whack. It's the wackest fucking money in the world. Listen to me, it's cool. But I can tell you right now, I can make more money on the street than I can make in music. See, you gotta remember, music is all residual income, royalties, this, that, and the third, different pot, a show here, a show there. If you're a really, really, really good business person, you're not using any of that money that you make in music for your life. You're using it to fuel another source of income. As you I haven't relied on music money in over 15 years. That's just, music money is a piggy bank.
So how are you making money now?
Well, I really don't discuss how I make money with anyone. I be a fucking role model to other girls.
I don't see Summer Walker as a role model.
How y'all feel about Summer Walker now?
Anyone who is thrusting cameras in front of other children, I don't give a fuck if you think you're a role model or not. You are. You are. If you are being celebrated for your talent and your gift, how are you going to stop all those little young girls from wanting to be just like you? How can anybody stop you from falling in love with Tina Turner? Nobody could have stopped me from that. Nobody could have stopped me from voting.
Now, that was so nostalgic for me because that's back where I left the story off at. Now, this is when I really started like wanting to get to know who Jaguar Wright really is, like other than music, other than any of that. Because after this interview, believe it or not, the entire social media was outraged. Tasha K got so much backlash from this video. She lost subscribers. She lost subscribers. And the same people that was talking shit about her, saying she ain't this and how could she talk about Jag like this, that, and the third, are the same people that's beating Jag down day by day. The majority, the masses, the same people that's beating Jag down day by day. And I know that some people feel like it's not hate, but you might not be the one that's hating her, but it might be somebody next to you in that box over there. They might really hate her. Shout out to Junie June. I think you're in the wrong place, baby. They keep trying to tell you. They keep trying to tell you you ain't even in the right place, June. Every time you say something good about Jag or talk about how, nobody hates Jag, you don't notice how quiet everything gets when you start talking about Jag, Junie June. Nobody agreed with you when you said we don't hate her. Nobody agreed with you. And that sucks. I thought, that's crazy. I thought that Candy was like a better person than that. I didn't think she was like as fucked up of a person that she's like showing herself to be, because she continues to. It's one thing to show my videos, but when she show another person videos like a man, she'll say shout out to Night and Day or shout out to this person. Me and you, Candy, we never had words. We never had no problems, no issues or nothing. It's just my opinion that you're showing on your screen. Why you gotta lead with this crazy motherfucker, this nutty motherfucker? Are you calling me crazy and nutty because you feel like if you say anything else that they're not going to be happy with you? Do you feel like you got to put me down for your people to be happy or something? Because me and you ain't never had no words, no problems, no nothing. So why you throwing shade at me? And still to this day, even after the other video, you did me a favor. If I was that thirsty, just like I figured out how to use StreamYard, I would have figured out how to post a video on YouTube. It's not like I was sitting there and you got it before me. Like the video was sitting there for a fucking week. So you didn't get the one over on me by posting it on YouTube. I know that some of my enemies will be my footstools. I just didn't think that you was my enemy, Candy. Candy girl, incoming opinion. I didn't think you was my enemy. The fuck? I ain't never had shit bad to say about your ass. You just, damn, show the motherfucking video. You ain't got to leave with the goddamn nasty comments and shit. You keep the nasty comments to yourself. Shit. You ain't got to come with all that. You got to be so damn mean and nasty. I really thought you were good people. Like, you be shocking me. You be really shocking me. But anyway. So moving forward, right? After Jag and Tasha K go get into it and everything, that's when what's that girl real name? Marley Green, but I think they said that her name was something else. I never really got a chance to meet her because I forgot to mention to y'all this entire time. I was not in no comments. I was not responding to nobody. All these people that I'm talking about don't even know I exist because I never commented in their chats. I literally just sat back and watched everything. And I feel like me watching everything and not talking so much gives me an advantage for some reason. I feel like because I literally all this time have been watching and listening and not talking and engaging, I think that it allows me a full picture of a lot of things. I really do feel like it does because some things that will bother some people, it don't bother me because I know how this go. I done seen this shit happen. All those people that I just named, all the people that was friends and that's not friends no more. For me to hear about what happened to King Payne and Armand hurt. It hurt because I love the fact that they was friends. It really hurt. I don't understand. I love both of them, King Payne and Armand. You know what I mean? And like I was gonna say about Armand, with him saying like one thing about he okay, so he went through this thing where Tasha K and I don't know who else tried to make him start this thing like that he hates black women, right? And with him going through that, he allowed us to get to know him more. Like he talked more about other things. I feel like he wanted us to know where he really comes from and where he really stands. And like a lot of black women might feel like, oh, this gay guy or bisexual guy hate black women. Back then, Armand was saying this. He was saying because he said it again recently, but I already knew this about him because he said it back then. How he felt like some black women or some women, period, try to treat gay men like a purse or accessory. And he was like, I'm not one of them. Don't walk up to me calling me girl. Don't walk up to me, da da da. And that taught me a lesson because when I see a guy or a trans woman walking around or that works somewhere that I go, I make sure I don't say girl. I make sure I don't disrespect in feeling like, oh, they all gonna be just like my homeboy and my homegirl that I'm cool with. No, we got a bond where I can say that to her or I can say that to him. We have a bond. But somebody that you don't know, you shouldn't walk up to them just because you see that they're gay or bisexual or trans. You shouldn't be walking up to them talking about, oh girl, yeah, because you're trying to be funny and make and throw shade. And he felt like that some women would do that. And he was right because I'm a woman, so I know that he was right about that. And he had a lot of trans girls coming up on his show. I remember when he was beefing with T.S. Madison. I remember when he had his first conversation with Larry Reed. With Larry Reed, that's when Larry Reed was like something about he not gay, but he. I don't even want to repeat that, but basically Larry Reed always been Larry Reed. I just didn't know about the whole thing with Vontae. That man, that's crazy. That sucks. Fuck Larry Reed. Fuck him for that. But anyway, um, after after that, right, I started watching Lily Yours Truly around the time that I was watching Queen, Naja, Nick at Night, and I just really, really fell in love with the fact that Lily was in the hood, but she was pushing out them vlogs, she was pushing out them fucking videos, the hair videos, she was pushing out so much content. And she didn't care about what nobody had to say about it. She didn't care. I watched her get her teeth done. I need to get my teeth done. I want to get my teeth done because of, what I went through fighting addiction and everything, the things that I lost, I want to fix or get back or, you know, I want to get myself all the way back to 100% the way that I want to be. Nobody is perfect, but I do want to, get back to myself. And regardless, I know that I'm really not even supposed to be here. It's certain situations that happened in my life that I know that it was only by the grace of God that I'm still here, walking, talking, breathing in my right mind, and able to articulate myself right now with how I'm feeling. I know that God is real. I know that I am super blessed. I know that this is just the beginning, you know, and I know that nothing and nobody can't stop me no matter what you say or do. please, like, before you judge somebody, before you roast and get, I never said I wanted to come over here to do all that. I never said I wanted to come on here to drag Jaguar or to drag nobody else. I came on here to talk about myself, expose myself, start foundations, help people. Y'all want to see me helping my community. Y'all want to see me doing things to better myself, better my environment, better the people that I know and the people that are around me. Y'all gonna see me doing food drives. Y'all gonna see me doing toy giveaways. Y'all gonna see me helping women. Y'all gonna see me doing positive things. I'm still Lex at the end of the day. We still can, shoot the shit and talk or whatever. But I will never be malicious to anyone, not another woman, not another man, not nothing. Not nothing. I'm glad that I got a chance to learn what I did from Funky Dineva. And before I get off of here, I do want to make sure that I say, especially after, just this experience period, Denat is the only person who have ever shared my link. Ever, ever, ever. A lot of the YouTubers that I've said that I named, they don't know that I exist because I never commented. But I know some people, and I never asked nobody to share my link. I never asked anybody to share. So I'm not saying that he's the only person who would, but I'm saying he's the only person who did. And he did when I didn't ask him. So, I know that we'll probably never speak again, and I'm okay with that. I'm in a good place with it. I think whatever. But I do want to make sure that that goes on record since I'm mentioning all of the YouTubers that affected me, that made me want to do YouTube, all the YouTubers that I loved and everything. I wouldn't feel right without saying, Deny, I really appreciate you sharing my link that time because women won't even do that. If a woman come on another woman panel and say such and such just went live or such and such got a video, that comment will get deleted because that's how we do with each other. We try to drag and hold each other down. But I gotta give respect to the fact that at least the not did share my fucking link. You know what I'm saying? Like, why act like you wasn't just on here talking to yourself on live? You didn't just get on here and pop. And for one, and two, I'm not gonna pop off a Jag. I'm gonna pop off for me. It's gonna be more videos about me than it is about Jag because it's my channel and I want to create for real. I don't want to just be a channel holder, content hoarder, and recycler. I want to be a content creator, not a channel holder, content hoarder, content recycler. I don't want to be like that. So anybody it meant so much to me, those people who came in and watched that video, that interview that I did with Jack. But what meant even more to me is those people who went and they saw that video that I had did before that about my weight and how I became overweight and what I plan on doing. Those videos, the last time I looked at it, it was 17 views. That shit mean the world to me because I know those people, they came there for me and they interested in me. And it's growing. It's moving up and not backwards. So it's nothing you can say or do to hurt me because I'm progressing. I'm not regressing. And I'm not gonna regress because I'm walking in alignment and I can feel it. So I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid of nobody. I'm not afraid of what nobody got to say about me. I thank God that I'm alive. I thank God that I figured out StreamYard. I thank God that I'm about to figure out more. You know what I'm saying? And I wish the best to everybody that called me a B word, to everybody that said this and that about me, about my looks. To everybody that said what I look like. To everybody that talked about my looks. I'm not a bully. I'm not going to be a bully. I'm not. I'm not going to be a bully. I'll never get on here and talk about another woman's looks. Because what's inside matters more than what's outside. I ain't never had no problem with y'all, and I still don't. Y'all to be ashamed of yourselves how y'all talk about people sometimes. But thank you to everyone who came and watched this video. I need to get some rest. I gotta go to work. I have things to do. I feel like I was rambling in this video, but I'm just glad that I got one done, baby. We moving up, baby. And I'm gonna figure this thing out called YouTube. I'm gonna figure this shit out. And it's gonna be lit. It's already lit. Cause I'm here. I'm present. I'm in that I'm in the race, baby. Don't count me out, baby. Count me in, baby. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you fucking with me, subscribe. If you fucking with me, share this video. Don't let them take me out. Don't delete the comment. If you fucking with me, let people know when I'm live. Let people know when I uploaded my video. Fuck with me. Like, comment, share, subscribe. My cash app right there. I appreciate it. But the best thing you can do, even better than a donation, is a subscription from here. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate it. See this video. I thank y'all so much. I really do. I appreciate all of y'all. Look out for me. I'm probably gonna have another video and maybe tomorrow or the next day. I don't know. But I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna get one done. We're on the road to monetization.